Mike and Molly, 10:30 Monday on City.
From the Broadcast Center in Medicine Hat, in high definition, this is Chat News.
Situation critical. Several centers across southern Alberta under local states of emergency. Tight-lipped.
The board is truly engaged in doing a collaborative process to make sure that we move forward as an institution.
Details are scarce as to why Dr. Ralph Weeks is no longer the president of Medicine Hat College.
The Medicine Hat Mavericks are getting set for another very busy weekend of baseball. We'll have that story and a lot more coming up in sports.
A flooding crisis unfolding in many communities across southern Alberta tonight. Tens of thousands under an evacuation order in Calgary, while the military has been called in to High River. And for some residents, the worst is yet to come. Good evening and thank you for joining us. We begin tonight as a disaster of historic proportions unfolding across southern Alberta. The damage from flooding, unprecedented.
There it is.
Over a dozen communities declaring a local state of emergency today. Tonight, officials with the city of Calgary saying as many as 100,000 people in low-lying neighborhoods could be forced from their homes due to heavy flooding. Emergency officials ordering mandatory and immediate evacuations for 20 communities along the Elbow River. Berms are being constructed in the city as flooding projections for the Elbow River are at least double that of the impact the area saw back in 2005. An overland flood alert also being issued for Calgary by Alberta Emergency Alert. Canmore was one of the first communities to issue a state of emergency as the normally docile Cougar Creek has become a raging torrent. The Trans-Canada Highway has been closed in both directions there, the highway itself underwater. In Bragg Creek, 600 people have been forced from their homes. Absolute devastation tonight as the Elbow River has risen 5 meters today alone. And a scary few hours in Turner Valley as Stars Air Ambulance was called to rescue 2 people from the Longview River. It's being reported that a woman who was standing on a trailer has not yet been found. The flood also damaging a natural gas pipeline, causing a leak of potentially deadly sour gas. Over in nearby Black Diamond, the rising water closing a portion of Highway 22 and led to the closure of the town's water treatment facility as a precaution. In Okotoks, a mandatory evacuation order is also in place as the Sheep River continues to rise, swallowing up city streets. Over in High River, residents have been told to get out immediately as the Highwood River has flooded most of the town. Also in the Old Man River Valley in Lethbridge tonight, there is a risk of severe flash flooding. The County of Lethbridge has ordered residents of the valley to evacuate. And power outages have been common throughout all the affected areas. Residents across the western part of southern Alberta are being asked to conserve water wherever possible. The Old Man River in Lethbridge is expected to crest sometime tomorrow afternoon. Now, closer to home, the situation out west could have a direct impact on the water level here for the South Saskatchewan River. The latest information from Alberta Environment says the river is expected to reach a flow rate of 3,800 cubic feet per second. That's 10 times the normal volume of water we're used to seeing here. The South Saskatchewan is expected to peak locally in the next 24 to 48 hours. And as a result, the City of Medicine Hat has activated its Emergency Operations Center starting at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Now, that's not the same as the city declaring a local state of emergency. However, by taking this step, the city is ensuring it will have all of its departments on the same page and all the necessary resources available should the situation here worsen. As Medicine Hat's Director of Emergency Management explains, right now the most important thing for residents to be aware of is the increased danger along the river over the next coming days.
To stay away from any area that is showing high water levels because it is dangerous and you can be swept away as well. So just be aware of what's happening throughout this weekend. This will be hitting us within 48 hours, and it likely will be a sustained event. So we may see this go well into Monday, Tuesday of next week.
And while the job of the city's emergency management department is to look forward and prepare for the future, Yvonne Raymond wraps up our severe weather coverage with a look at damage from last night's thunderstorms.
Heavy Heavy winds tip power lines, anger previously calm water, and send trees across the city crashing down.
It was bang, just a loud noise, and then that was it.
The Johnsons were home when their neighbor's tree toppled onto a truck during Wednesday night's storm.
Come out, I said, holy smokes. Good thing nobody was walking by or somebody was driving by.
While tornado and severe thunderstorm warnings and watches loomed over parts of southern Alberta, Medicine Hat saw thunder, lightning, rain, and 80-kilometer-an-hour winds. The morning after, those winds forced cleanup across the city.
It was a sturdy, well-kept tree, but it just picked it up like a mop and threw it down.
Colleen Hillock is spending her day dealing with insurance. A tree in her backyard toppled onto her neighbor's roof. It's going to cost her a $500 deductible, but it's the tree she's grieving.
It's a loss of a being that meant something to us.
Across the street, neighbors help neighbors tidy yards littered with branches.
The yard was covered. We've been working for a little more than an hour.
And the city's Parks Department anticipates its cleanup to take 2 to 3 days. Staff there are responsible for all city-owned trees, like the ones lining boulevards. The heavy winds also kept the city's emergency and electric departments working overnight. Broken poles cut power on the Southwest Hill near the airport and into Redcliffe.
We were sort of trying to respond to everything at the same time, which of course required quite a few resources to be brought in.
And with success, the general manager with electric distribution says major feeders were back running in 2 hours and the minor cases back in time for daylight. Yvonne Raymond, Chat News.
Now, weather is always a popular topic when it comes to the news, but we want to know what else piques your interest. Head over to our website at www.chattelevision.ca. You can take our news survey and let us know what you think. Just click on the link to begin. It only takes 5 minutes to have your voice heard in local news. Surprising news from Medicine Hat College as President Dr. Ralph Weeks finding himself out of a job today. The college issuing a brief news release stating Dr. Weeks is no longer employed by the school. The circumstances surrounding his dismissal aren't clear. However, the college will say the decision was made by the Board of Governors and communicated to senior executives last night. Weeks had served as president since 1995. The board hasn't identified a replacement as of yet. However, search process is underway. In the meantime, the board will oversee any college business the president would normally have handled. School officials are emphasizing the decision is being made in the interest of meeting the needs of both its students and the community.
The board is truly engaged in doing a collaborative process to make sure that we move forward as an institution well. Students, programs, the community, that's what we care about. That's where we're going.
Ralph Weeks says he's not ready to talk quite yet. However, he did say he feels blessed to have served as the president of the college for the past 18 years.
Financial Markets brought to you by TD Waterhouse, wealth of experience.
It seems every time you look, another food truck is popping up on the streets of Medicine Hat. Alberta Health Services says lately they've seen a substantial increase in the number of vendor applications looking to set up shop in time for summer. Today, Miranda Anthistle getting a taste of what's involved in this rapidly growing area of the food industry.
David Chow is serving up traditional Belgian waffles in a very untraditional way.
We can go basically anywhere that this unit can travel. So we can do small events, we can do large events, we can go indoors. So basically we can take our product to the client.
The popularity of food trucks has recently skyrocketed in Medicine Hat, with 13 of the current 19 vendors starting up in the last 3 years. Already an established restaurant, Weenie Hot Dogs and Macaroni hopes to become the 20th mobile food vendor, making this toy truck a reality.
Currently we're downtown, so we'd kind of like to be able to move around the city a little bit, help with festivals, different markets, those sorts of things.
But it's not a cheap vision. Fully operational trucks can start at $55,000 and run upwards of 6 figures.
So we pull it out, turn it,
The process of getting a truck on the streets, though, is relatively simple. Vendors are essentially restaurants on wheels, and they need to meet all of the same health and safety requirements of a permanent food establishment, with a few extra conditions.
In order for them to do hand washing and food processing in the truck. So they need to have a potable water tank that needs to be a certain size, and then that tank needs to be tested.
Once approved by AHS, the city can then grant the vendor a license. It says it takes a common sense and common courtesy approach for the conditions that it places on food vendors. In public areas, the trucks must be parked legally and cannot be stopped for longer than 4 hours, whereas in residential areas, they cannot be stopped for longer than 5 minutes. Some of the city's established restaurants have had concerns over competition, but the city says it is addressing those worries.
We've got a regulation in there that says they have to be 10 meters away from any existing food establishment, and we're hoping that 10 meters is sufficient to work with both parties.
Chow says Wana Waffle always approaches the permanent places before setting up outside. Next, he plans on taking the truck to the bar scene so the late night crowd can indulge their inner Belgians with
a piece of waffle heaven.
Miranda Anthesel, Chat News.
There's just over a month left before the 126th edition of the Medicine Hat Exhibition and Stampede gets underway. And today, we're getting an update on some added attractions. Stampede officials announcing the West Coast Lumberjack Show is returning after an 8-year hiatus. As well, the exciting Flying Fools High Dive Show will see performers diving into small pools of water from 90 feet above. However, the highlight from today's announcement was the naming of Bill Ewell as the honorary Grand Marshal for the Stampede Parade.
The contribution that Bill has made to the community over the years, I think as far as that goes, that has been one of the major parts of Bill Ewell. And he's always remained true to the city of Medicine Hat.
And the annual Stampede Parade kicks off on July the 25th at 9 a.m. All right, stay tuned. Coming up after the break, I'll have your weather, and Braden's in later with sports.
Brought to you by Lotto Max. This week's jackpot, an estimated $30 million. Your backyard. Your pool. Your weekend. Your playground. Take it to the max with Lotto Max. This Friday's jackpot is an estimated $30 million.
I love these new pizzas from Pizza Hut, like cheesy beef poutine.
And chicken club. Then there's Asian barbecue.
And creamy butter chicken. Plus smoky maple bacon. 5 new recipes inspired by a country as diverse as ours. What's more Canadian than that? How about road hockey with the neighbors?
Nice shorts. Do they come in men's?
Pizza Hut. Make it great.
What happens when Canada's favorite coffee meets Canada's favorite donut? You get Canada's favorite coffee and donut deal. Now only $1.99 at Tim Hortons. Try it with one of your favorite donuts or with the new apple cobbler donut.
Medicine Hat College is for the community. It's for everyone. We serve traditional students straight out of high school. We serve mature students who are looking to come back to school. We serve international students from around the world. And we're here as a part of the community for continuing education opportunities as well. Our instructors know their students' names, their smaller class sizes. They get a level of attention here that they don't get at bigger campuses. Medicine Hat College serves all your educational needs. For everything you're looking for, Medicine Hat College, we're here.
We're down south asking a family of rib necks what they think of Boston Pizza's new ribs.
These your ribs are so good they made me want to hooey!
These lickety ribs make me want to put on my shorty pants.
Hooey! Damn ribs make Mama want to bang these logs together.
Makes me want to climb my climbing pole.
Good, good.
Good, good.
Boston Pizza's new ribs. Rib necks love them, and so will you.
Welcome back. Let's get right to the AccuWeather forecast. And the good news, it is nothing for this area like it has been the last couple nights. Normal temperatures have not moved for this time of year. We did not make the high. That was 19 degrees coming at 7 o'clock. Our low is 12 degrees. That coming right now. We were nowhere near our high of 37.2 degrees coming in 1919. Sun rose this morning at 5:13. Sunset at 9:36. And right now in Medicine Hat, it is 12 degrees under some cloudy skies. Winds out of the south at 3 kilometers per hour. They were gusting up to 50 kilometers per hour this afternoon. You can see the warm spot in the province is Edmonton at 13 degrees and Lethbridge, the low at 7. There is a heavy rainfall warning in effect for the Kananaskis area, Canmore, Olds, basically the foothills. So not good news for those folks trying to deal with all the flooding. Over into Saskatchewan, you can see Regina and Leader tied 15 degrees for the high. Maple Creek at 12. Pretty much cloudy conditions across that province as well. Taking a look at the next 48 hours, this low pressure system just keeps sitting on top of the province. And look at this, more heavy rainfall for the foothills area. The good news for us, however, is tomorrow we do have some rain showers tomorrow afternoon and a 60% chance of thunderstorms. But going into Saturday, it looks like it may clear up and be sunny again. Brooks, your overnight low, 6 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, your daytime high is 18 degrees, and again, some showers in the afternoon. Leader, your overnight low, 10 degrees, partly cloudy skies. Tomorrow, your daytime high is 20, and again, a 55% chance of some rain showers. Maple Creek, your overnight low, 8 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. It will be a bit breezy. Tomorrow, a daytime high of 20 degrees, and again, some thunderstorms and some showers in the afternoon. And Medicine Hat, look at that, we're all the way down to 7 degrees, mostly cloudy skies. You can see the winds out of the southwest at 27 kilometers per hour. Tomorrow, the winds will be around 24 kilometers per hour. We should see some gusts of around 40. We have a daytime high of 20 degrees, and again, some showers late tomorrow morning, early tomorrow afternoon, and some thunderstorms as well. All right, taking a look at the 7-day forecast, you can see on Saturday, there is a 30% chance of showers, but we are actually into a bit of a warming trend. So good news there. All right, stay tuned. Braden's in next with a look at sports.
Closed captioning of this program brought to you in part by Alberta Blue Cross. If you're without employer health benefits, get affordable health coverage today. Call 1-800-AB-CROSS.
The Chevrolet Silverado has never been afraid of a long day's work. And with proven V8 power, it can handle whatever that day throws at it. Or take the Silverado HD. It's the winner of the 2013 Canadian Truck King Challenge. No fear, no problem. Get 0% financing on every 2013 Chevrolet vehicle. It's the big 0% sale going on June 12th through 22nd. The 2013 Chevrolet Silverado.
Around here, summertime is the time to explore.
I climbed the highest mountain, I swam the coldest seas. There ain't a thing I
So explore everything summer has to offer. With the adventurous new taste of Tim Hortons Orange Tangerine Real Fruit Smoothie. Made with a full serving of fruit and creamy yogurt. For a limited time, just $2.49. Summer's here, so drink it in.
Why does your car deserve Shell V-Power Premium Gasoline? Is it the feeling of freedom it gives you? The adventure it brings? Or the exhilaration of the open road? Your car deserves the best. Shell V-Power is our most advanced gasoline, designed to deliver optimum performance for the perfect drive. No other premium gasoline keeps your engine cleaner. Feel the power of the V with Shell V-Power Premium Gasoline.
We're down south asking a family of rib necks what they think of Boston Pizza's new ribs.
These your ribs are so good that made me want to hooey!
These lickety ribs make me want to put on my shorty pants.
Damn ribs make Mama want to bang these logs together. Makes me want to climb my climbing pole. Good, good.
Good, good.
Boston Pizza's new ribs. Rib necks love them, and so will you.
When choosing a hose, the choice is clear. With the exclusive ClearFlow Garden Hose, the unique flat hose design is self-draining, durable, compact and ultralight, flexible and kink-resistant. It even works at -10 degrees. Stores in your boat or RV. It's drinking water safe too. The ClearFlow hose, available only at Home Hardware and Building Center locations. Homeowners helping homeowners with expert advice.
Two broke girls
10 Monday on City.
Welcome back, everyone. The Medicine Hat Mavericks are getting ready for another busy weekend of action. The Mavs kick things off tomorrow night in the Windy City against the Bulls. The Mavericks will be looking to bounce back after dropping their last contest Wednesday evening in Moose Jaw. Tomorrow's game marking the 4th meeting of the season between Medhat and Lethbridge. The Mavs lead the season series 3-0. After Friday's game, Medicine Hat will return home to battle the Speedy Creek Indians on Saturday. Then the Mavs will tangle with the Bulls Sunday afternoon in the Bridge. The Mavericks will try to build on their 13-3 record. That has them sitting in first place in the West. Sticking with baseball, the American Legion baseball season is well underway, and the Medicine Hat AA Moose Monarchs are playing some pretty good ball these days. The club is 4-1 in conference play this year. The Moose Monarchs have also brought their A game in tournament action. The Gas City squad won its own tourney a couple of weekends ago, and this past weekend the Monarchs came out on top in the Lethbridge Elks tournament. Although the team has enjoyed a lot of success, assistant coach Addison Rouse says he would like to see his squad put teams away when they have opportunities.
We definitely need to improve, in all aspects of the game. I'd like us to get more of a little killer instinct. We've had some leads where we've won some ball games, but I feel like if we can kind of put the foot to the pedal and kind of bury some teams, I think that would, benefit us going forward to get that killer mentality.
The Moose Monarchs will hit the diamond this weekend at home when they face off with the Kalispell Lakers Sunday. It's a doubleheader that starts at 3 p.m. down at AP. Meanwhile, the Medicine Hat single A Knights are also off to a pretty decent start. The Knights have recorded 6 wins and 4 losses in conference play. After starting the season off at 4-0, the Knights have struggled lately. They have only managed to win 1 out of their last 4 outings. But assistant coach Brad Rintoul says a number of things are going right, but there is one thing in particular the Knights are working on getting better at this point in the season.
We've been actually hitting the ball really well so far. We've been working together with making routine plays. Pitching's done really well as well. It's just a little bit sometimes with our second game we're a little bit flat, but that's exactly what we're working on right now. Like the first game we'll do really well. Everything will be perfect. In the next game, a couple booted balls, a little bit mental mistakes. These guys are young though. We know that they're going to happen. We let them know that we're not going to be mad with them. We're just going to always constantly work on it to get better, to get them to the Monarchs.
Mostly the communication and the focus part, after a first game of a doubleheader, we need to get right back on it and attack again instead of just lulling after the first game, and we just need to keep attacking and bury them while we can.
The Knights will be back in action on Saturday when they host the Fort Macleod Royals for 2 games at Jeffries. The first contest getting underway at 1 p.m. Good luck to both Medicine Hat American Legion baseball teams this weekend. Well, we all know Toronto supports the Maple Leafs. I'm not really sure why, but will the city rally behind hockey at a different level? Today we found out Toronto and Montreal will be co-hosting the World Junior Championships in 2015 and 2017. The event is really popular in other smaller cities around the world, and as Rob Leth tells us, there are hopes it will be a hot ticket in TDOT as well.
The best young hockey players in the world are coming to Toronto. Hockey Canada announcing on Thursday that Toronto and Montreal will co-host the 2015 and the 2017 World Junior Hockey Championships.
We looked at where we'd been in the past. We'd never been in Toronto. We're in Montreal in the early 70s, so it's been a long time for either city.
With a projected economic impact of $200 million, Toronto can expect more than just great hockey.
Given the growth and the evolution of this tournament, it's not something that you can dismiss lightly.
The tournament also promises to leave a lasting legacy with some of the potential profits targeted at boosting the game at the grassroots level.
This event generates so much want to play the game. They will step up to the plate. I'm sure these kids from other countries that are moving into Canada and the Toronto area will jump on board and start trying the game.
Team Canada alumni Gary Roberts and Jason Allison both represented Canada at the World Juniors, and they both had the opportunity to play on home ice.
To skate on the ice as a 19-year-old and play in front of a sold-out crowd at Copps Coliseum, I don't think my blood is pumped any faster than that.
I guess you're so young and you have a whole nation kind of cheering you on, and you feel like you do anything to help your country win.
With both Toronto and Montreal proclaiming to be the center of the hockey universe, the historic rivals must now work together in order to pull off successful tournaments.
I'm just beginning to understand the rivalry, but Jeff and I agreed that we had an opportunity to get all of this done before I really understand the magnitude and see some real games, and then my blood is blue.
3 exhibition games going on tonight in the CFL. Toronto beating Montreal 24-20, and Hamilton absolutely destroying Winnipeg 52-0. And the late game saw the Calgary Stampeders knock off the Saskatchewan Roughriders 24-23. Switching gears, Redcliffe product Ryan Weary is competing at a PGA Tour Canada event this week in Calgary. Weary was not able to get any holes in today due to the rain. Meanwhile, Desert Bloom was the site of the 4th annual YMCA Strong Kids Charity Golf Tournament today. Around 60 golfers hitting the links in support of sending kids to camps around Medicine Hat. Officials say they were able to raise $10,600 in cash, which will send about 106 kids to camps. That money coming from several donors, including Investors Group, Scott Richter with the YMCA.
It has been a success. Yeah, actually, we've raised more money this year than we ever have in the past 4 years. We're down a few golfers, but again, it's lots of good support, and it's a successful event always.
Game 7 of the NBA Finals shaking down tonight in Miami between the Heat and the San Antonio Spurs. King James and the Heat looking to win their 2nd straight NBA title this evening. Could they do it? Let's find out. Pick it up in the 4th quarter. Shane Battier would find Dwayne Wade for the layup. Wade had 23 points. It's 90-85 Miami. And with Miami up 2, needing a big bucket, LeBron steps up and hits the jumper to put them up by 4. And with 27.9 seconds left, Manu Ginobili drives the baseline and tries to toss it back to Duncan. And LeBron steals it, and the Heat would win their 2nd straight title. And Michael Popove, that's all for sports tonight.
Thank you, sir. Nice job as
Thank
always.
You.
That's all the time we have for tonight's show. Before we go, we will have more on the ongoing flooding situation across southern Alberta tomorrow with Liam Nixon on the noon news. Good night. Thank you for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow night.
Good night.
Spa services and makeup provided by Merle Norman Cosmetic Studio. Discover your beauty.